always started up early just in case. Yes. Yeah. And you guys are put headsets on you, and you guys can help it out. And I'm always looking for extra help. So yeah.
You just control. I was controlling. I'm sitting
Yep, I'm planning to put all that up for you guys here.
Take a set of balls and wrap with What?
Is it okay if I watch her mom?
Sure, I need table 36 on mom. What, Connie? I said I need table 36.
She just blew over that one.
She just like, she just ran you over.
Whatever.
She's
Been together since 1983. She runs our shit, man.
I walked in with the keys.
I got a table I need to unlock.
One second.
Yeah, they were. Somebody took it. Guy at the door. Okay. Brandon. Yep. Okay. She's like, yeah. Hey, no big deal all day, or it's just a part-time thing. Oh, they already started. Oh, shoot, I missed that part. Well, sorry, everybody. I guess they've started. I was not paying attention to the beginning there. We put together a little kind of a neat situation here for this next match. So we've got Joshua ONeal and Tyler Styer, and some people here that like to introduce himself, and they know a little bit of insight on this gentleman, Mr. Tyler. Heath Manning.
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome, welcome. And how do you know this gentleman?
Well, I am friends with a gentleman local, and his daughter was dating Tyler.
I gotcha.
Tyler and Kayla met when they were juniors. And I've been friends with Kayla's father, and I've known Kayla since she was a little girl.
Gotcha.
And I just watched Tyler from afar, and come 2018, when he was at the Moscone Cup, I had seen him around the hall. He'd come and visit Kayla.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd seen him around the hall, and he just he caught my eye, and I just watched him from afar. Never really talked to him or anything too much. Hey Ty, how you doing, kind of thing.
Right. And
then I was watching the Moscone Cup, and when he was the third player up in 2018, after the U.S. was down to. I'm telling you, when he turned to his team USA after defeating Niels, and he defeated Niels so strong.
Yes, very.
At that time for a lot of the USA, there were some people that knew in North America that knew Tyler, but they didn't know Tyler.
That was definitely my first real exposure to him myself, going, wow, this kid is something special.
And there were so many questions about Tyler from a lot of viewers, right? Like why Tyler Styer? Why this? Why that? Can't believe you didn't pick, the other players that were, in the running to get that spot.
Yep.
And then Tyler comes out, and he just
he showed you why.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. And when he turned after that win and just raised his cue and pointed towards his team, I adopted him.
He fell in love, basically.
Yeah, in the most genuine way you can imagine.
Sure, absolutely.
Because for a kid at that time, that's 23, to come out, play with all that pressure, which he's never experienced on that stage before.
Sure, absolutely.
And to play the way he did and then to have the character to
Pump his team up like.
pump his team up,
Yeah.
but not only that, to be controlled
Yep.
and to be genuine and authentic, and to just point at his team and say, "Hey guys, let's go.
Yeah.
This is a team effort."
I'm here to lead the way.
As- Yeah. So as a business owner of ManningCues.com and DiamondPoolTables.com, I had never sponsored anyone before,
Well,
but I really felt, like
he's
so-
something special for sure. Huh?
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
This
So-
young man carries himself so well. Such a nice guy.
So when he got back, Ron, which is Kayla's father, and myself, we were going to head to the Super Billiard Expo that April, the following year. And it just happened that the timing was there that Tyler was visiting Kayla and said, "Hey, I'm going to go to the Super Billiard Expo and come back. Can I ride with you?"
Oh wow, what an opportunity!
So we got
Sit
to
down and talk
spend,
some
at least 2 days driving.
sure
And
quality time together.
And then he also stayed with us in our hotel.
Nice,
And I just got to know him a little bit.
nice.
And basically since
You
that
knew
time,
you knew at that point that was the guy you wanted.
and I think he felt the same way about me.
Yeah.
And I, right after that, became his major sponsor. And
Get along for the ride. Let's see what
exactly,
happened.
Exactly.
How has he done so far here at Derby?
Well, Tyler, in the one pocket, he did pretty well. He's not really a one pocket player. There's the strategy and the game is not like Tyler's other games,
for
whether
sure.
it be 9-ball, 10-ball.
The
It's
rotation games.
such a different game.
Absolutely.
So, great experience at this event. He did very well for his level of experience in the game, and he's performing. And honestly, and not in a cocky way, I expect to see him on that final table at the end of this 9-ball tournament, because
Definitely wouldn't be surprised about that at all.
he has the ability to be there.
Absolutely.
He does.
Joshua just missed. That was a great safety by Tyler, sticking it in behind that 3-ball. Here we go. I think we may be having a few balls made right now. So he's setting up for that 2-ball. Drift down table onto the 3.
And like with Tyler, I know I've made the right choice. Like from our own relationship, he's like one of my best buddies now. But he's also, I'm only 40, so in some ways he's also like my son. Like he'll come to my house and he'll practice, and when Tyler practices, it's really not normal. When Tyler practices, he will go and practice for 8 hours on a break, just a break shot.
Unbelievable. Well,
Not anything else.
it's what these guys have to do to get to this level for sure.
And just that level of dedication, just to do that,
Sure.
for you to go through that, it's crazy.
I couldn't imagine. My concentration is not that well. I could not do that for that.
Like as a business owner, I go down and I might rack from for an hour, and like mentally I'm exhausted because it's so repetitive. But that's what you have to do to get to the level.
Absolutely have to. Everything has to be repetitive. Every motion in that body has to be the same. And we were talking about earlier about being able to just not even think about it. It just becomes so automatic that
Yeah.
the ability to move that ball around and stuff is all they're really concentrating on that. But most of us, beginners are still having to think about all the other parts of the game. How bridge or stance or stroke, it just seems like,
Yeah.
I've done this so many times. I've seen this shot so many times.
Yep. And he uses Stan Shuffett's CTE aiming system. And that's not easy to learn.
No, it's not. I've just recently got introduced to that. It's really accurate once you can dial it in.
Like he showed me a little bit of it, and I'm just like, I'm like the common player, right? The casual players that they kind of aim for a spot on the ball, and as sad as it sounds, they kind of hope for the best.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I understand. In that system, it can be very strange because you have to literally shift your cue stick while you're still down on the shot, and that's not common from when you begin. You're taught that you get on that spot, you stand. If you want to move, you stand back up and reset. With that aiming system, they actually shift that cue tip while they're down.
Tyler had a match. Good run there, Tyler.
Very nice.
Tyler had a match there yesterday morning. It was his first match of the 9-ball. And he was playing a young gentleman. I forget his name, but he is an aspiring player. And after the match, he started to ask Tyler about the CTE. And they started to be like, well, you can either swing into the ball or you can swing away from the ball. And, it's all about lining up, and it's about, aiming further long or short, depending on what you're doing. And to be completely honest with you, it was way above my head. You really got to put in a lot of time for that system.
To make that system make sense to you, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he, Tyler, the boy was nervous. The boy knew who he drew the night before.
Sure.
And he was talking to Tyler.
Sure.
And, after the match, there was pictures, there was signatures, there was a little training from Tyler for him. And, this is Tyler's 10th year at this event.
Wow, really? Now that amazes me. He's been here that long.
10th year.
Wow.
And his first year, he was the nervous guy.
Sure.
And he was the one going out and getting signatures and, trying to be around and learn from, his idols, for Shane. He really does look up to certain players, and and Shane's helped him a ton, over the course of the time. And he's went from being the kid at the event that's nervous to
be what
traveling.
Everybody's afraid of.
Exactly, right? And traveling with these guys. And the great thing about Tyler is he's never changed his character. It hasn't gone to his head.
It's wonderful.
He's very personable.
Yes,
and
that's for sure.
I've known I've made the right choice from the start, but I get confirmation every day I'm at these events, and I get orders from people saying, you're sponsoring Tyler, you're helping Tyler, he's good for the sport, and he really even has the look of that American
Absolutely.
boy.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, like for branding and for just every part of Tyler is so great for this sport.
Absolutely. We were mentioning how nice pool has started to become, back in the 80s and whatnot. It wasn't quite so nice, and obviously in the early days, but it is starting definitely to become more nice, and the players are very welcoming. They want to talk to you. They want to, they want the sport to grow. So I think you've made a wonderful choice in this young man. That's for sure. That's for sure. Like you said, personality and the way he carries himself, you can't beat that. And then he plays just as well as his personality.
And he's here to win.
Oh, absolutely. He's not just nice.
Tyler, we're in a room together, so I actually know where he is, when he is, and if he's on track and if he's focused, and and there's never been a time where Tyler hasn't done the right thing. And what I mean by that is, as not being a player, when everything's done, I'm down here playing pool, or I'm in the casino, right, and just having a good time.
Right.
Tyler's in bed by 10 o'clock. Right?
He has to treat it like a job, and then and it's important to get that rest and to get in here early.
Tyler's treating this like a career.
Sure.
Not going to work and hating what you do. This is a career for him, and everything he does is methodical. He breaks things down so much more than the average player, and honestly, that's why he is where he is.
Wow, great.
Good kick.
Great.
Good kick.
Great. Oh, look, he's going to get a little fortunate, too. Nice. Got a little roll there. That made it quite a bit tougher. So I probably just send the cue ball back down table and hope to hook Tyler again. And what kind of cue is he using?
Tyler is using a Predator SB2 with a 12.9 Revo shaft.
Revo, okay.
He also is using the Predator Sport Revo brake cue.
Okay.
He's using the Air 2 Predator as well. And he's got the Urbane case. he really is comfortable with their equipment,
Right. It's better equipment.
and honestly with no modification,
Wow. Really?
other than the weight,
Okay.
and the shape of the tip and things like
right.
that.
Well, that's each his own there, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's a personal preference thing.
Absolutely. Well, should be able to probably one rail it and maybe come off the face and send it back down here in the pack or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he will be doing a video in the near future of a what's in the bag with Predator.
Oh, good. That'll be wonderful to see. Those are always fun. Yeah, it's a great hit. This isn't a straightforward table for sure. They've just been kind of pushing that 2-ball around, trying to find an opportunity. That 3-ball's looking a little difficult. Let's see a lot of pockets. So we'll probably see another safety. And send that cue ball into this pack. Uh-oh. That didn't make the 3-ball any better.
Yeah. Hard to see from here how close he is to hitting that horn.
Yeah, looks like he's probably a little too close. Looks like that 2-ball's not far enough up. Might just be able to catch it, maybe. Oh boy, that's... I know for me when I'm shooting that shot, my arm gets a little stiff. It's a tough one there.
To see if he's going to be aggressive here, if he's going to play safe.
Yeah. Well, where that 3-ball is, I don't see why not just play safe, right? I mean,
I would agree.
that 3-ball is not easy. So his options are making it. He's could bank it back here on the side pocket. I think that 3-ball so tough it really at this point. Someone's going to have to come up with some extraordinary shot to get themselves on that 3-ball. So
He might have an angle here.
maybe slide.
Just to drag down behind the
slide
six,
down there.
kick up at it off the rail.
Yeah, he needs to be down on that part of it, but no.
No.
He might. He'd probably just play safe. I don't think he can go hit the rail and hit the 9-ball, can he?
I think he's
Oh,
trying.
he tried.
He definitely
tried. But look, he also stopped the cue ball, and so the 3-ball's down table.
Kind of a two-way shot
Yeah,
there.
definitely. Yeah, he tried to come across the face of that 9-ball and just nip it in the corner. It usually takes a couple weeks for him to get home, get everything together. Rick can give you a little better information on that,
Okay.
what his plan is, but usually that's what it takes.
Yeah, I've got a big tournament coming up the end of February.
Where are you going?
It's called the Manning's Golden Nickel. It's in London, Ontario.
Oh, wow.
That's 128 players. It is a race to 7 straight up with
wow.
a staggered entry.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have a lot of pros there.
Nice.
Tyler being one of them. And we're looking after the pros, of course. We're putting them up in a hotel and
Nice.
and bringing the
Really
pros.
taking care of the pros. Nice.
Yeah. We want to entice them to bring them to Ontario and meet everybody.
Yeah, they need to. They're definitely. It's tough for those guys out there. So it's nice to have somebody that's really, helping them offset their costs and.
So if
say,
there's
come on.
If there's any players that want to come to that tournament, it's 100. When we've got a little bit of room, there's a 128 player field, and they can absolutely come and make the trip and be able to play with the pros. And it's at Stroker Billiards in London, Ontario.
Stroker Billiards.
So if you're on
awesome.
Facebook, you can
Look
look that up.
Yeah. And you said it's a staggered entry.
Yes.
For your different skill levels.
Yeah. Like for me, I'm just trying to give back to the community where I'm from, where there's so many people there that honestly can't afford to make the trip here.
Sure.
Can't afford to go to those events.
Yeah.
But if I can bring the pros to our community and, they have a shot for if they're a 6, it's different rankings in Ontario. But if they come in as a 6 and, the pros come in at a 12, they know they're not going to win realistically, right? But they've got the opportunity to meet him and have a chance to play him.
And that's one thing here that's really been a great opportunity for. I know a lot of my
Good
friends
shot, Tyler.
from Oregon and whatnot. That a couple of them have gotten to play Shane, and one of them got to play Efren. Mike D, who does most of the commentating with me, got to play Chris Milling yesterday. So, yeah, I think that's a big thing for these tournaments for all the amateurs is that, sure you hope to shoot well and you play well, but you also want to draw one of those guys just,
Just to say you did.
And
Just to say,
I
remember.
And you got to have that, because the first few times, of course, they're going to be nervous. So, you got to get that feel of what it's like to step into the ring with a monster.
Exactly.
Because you're going to be nervous every time, but hopefully at least less and less. More times you come and the more times you play against your idol. So, all right, well, there's a little mistake here.
Well, he missed the kick. He missed the kick there, but he got a lucky roll because he knocked the 9 out. It was just over the corner pocket.
Yeah, it's no danger there. So
now they're gonna have to play it out.
That. Yep, no fear of a short rack there. This looks pretty nice, straightforward. Up for the 4 ball, back for the 5. 6 is over there in the side pocket. 7 back down here. So looks like the toughest one is going to be the position from the 7 to the 8. Rest of it, we'll see, but
might be tough for you or I.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I'd say the toughest shot, not tough for them, but the toughest position shot, I think. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, I'll forward a little bit and give himself a nice little shot on that 5, or just draw back a little. Can't really tell what angle's the best for that. Oh, it's stunned it around the...
Beautiful, Tyler.
Yep, right behind that 8 ball. Very nice. Coming down the line of the 5 ball. So the key here is to get the good angle on the 6, 7. It's pretty straightforward. Definitely wants to be... So the only one of the worries on that 7 ball is not running into that 9. You're gonna just having to shoot the 6 off the rail, so hopefully he can get that position he's looking for on that 7. There we go. Very nice. Just go across the table. 2 rail. Control your speed. Nice shot. Yeah. He made it look so easy. He had perfect angle to get over there on the 5. I mean on the 8. So it didn't make it tough for him at all.
Right up in the corner, and we'll move on to the next rack here.
Nice and smooth. Beautiful stroke. That was a nice out, Tyler. Very nice. All right, there we go. 2, and he's a breaking. So I've been really trying to pay attention to especially the pros' breaks here, because they're breaking from the box and they're having to make sure that they're getting the 3-point rule and all these things. And I haven't seen a lot of squatted cue balls. Cue balls they're using that cut break, and that cue ball's going to the side rail and flying around.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of scratches, a lot more than I would expect, but I'm assuming that's from that breaking from the box and not.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And using that, and the combination of using the cut break.
Yeah, absolutely. It does make it more challenging.
Yeah.
Having to be in that box.
He's over on the edge too. Now, so what we've been seeing a lot of now is the cue ball goes to that side rail and comes back and forth across.
Yeah. Watch. Watch what the 2 ball does every time when Tyler breaks. It's normally going to go and end up in a very similar position. Okay, and Tyler working on his brakes so much, and I'm not going to share any of his secrets, of course, but he's aiming that one ball at a certain position, and he's got his Q-tip in a certain position, and unless the cue ball gets kicked, that cue ball is going to come out towards the center of the table. Unfortunately, he got a kick there that put him off, but and normally that two ball is going to be coming around and being setting up for one of those corner pockets down there.
Yeah, that came off that rack and came to the side, both side rails a couple times, and then slid back down here.
Yeah.
At first, it was coming straight across, and it got nipped as it made it second time off that rail. So yeah. So yeah,
You know the first thing he did after this year's Moscone Cup?
what's that? Practice.
No, he came over to me and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "will you please get me 4 1/8 pockets?"
Well, there you go.
Because when they were at the Moscone this year, the 4 1/8 pocket, they thought it was going to be 4 1/4, and a few weeks before they learned it was 4 1/8.
Wow,
And you know that's a difference.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't realize it was that close to the.
you know, in most things,
To the event.
you know, it's not a big difference. But when we're talking about pocket
Yes.
size, that's a huge difference.
Yes, absolutely is.
So we got him. We got him a brand new table, and you know he's already in practice mode for the next Moscone.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Control that 4-ball very nicely.
And he loves the diamond tables. Just loves them. But how do you not?
Who doesn't love
How do
the
you know?
diamond tables? They are the cream of the crop. Me and my wife plays a lot too, and we'll be like, our funny thing is we'll be driving down the road somewhere, let's say go to a garage sale or something, and where she's like, "What's at the end of the road?" And I says, "Chocolate and diamonds." And she says, "Diamond tables?" She's not looking for a diamond ring. She wants to know if there's a diamond table down there.
I think every lady deserves a diamond, and I think every guy does too.
I believe so. I vote for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another great thing about Tyler is, you know, that I see versus some of the other players, Tyler doesn't only make decisions when it comes to finance. Tyler will not support or wear anything, you know, as a sponsorship that he doesn't believe in.
He's
He
not
does.
just doing it for the money. He does it because he also likes it.
That's
It's
right.
the best.
He has a conscience. He has,
Sure.
you know, and he just he doesn't push himself on anybody. He doesn't try to sell product. He is 100% every day committed to the game.
That's awesome. Yeah, like you said, that's the kind of guy you want in your stable for sure. Hang on that 7-ball. I love seeing them still. I mean, walk around the table, look at all their angles. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward shot, but they want to make sure that they're perfect. So, nice. Natural angle on that 3 rails around for the 9-ball.
And that's another thing too. When you come to these tournaments, when Diamond brings these tables in, they've all got new cloth. It is tight.
Yes.
It is.
We've
and
noticed that in Banks early on. It
Yeah.
was definitely,
And-
and they're starting to
they're starting to wear in now.
wear in now, and the guys are really getting the speed down. His pace is very smooth. I mean, it's just there's no running around. No, everything is just
Controlled.
yeah. That's a good word.
Controlled.
Controlled. That's very
Methodical.
good. Yeah, very much so.
Routine.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But that is great to develop consistency
Absolutely. It's the
and
way.
confidence.
Yeah. That confidence definitely is with this young man. You can see it. He's worked hard on his game, and he deserves this. So once again, watch that cue ball. It's been very interesting, different pros breaks and where that cue ball's flying with this break box and cut break. And that 1 ball in the side pocket, right?
And watch that. And watch that
2
too.
ball.
Watch that too.
Up to, oh, see, that one
So
worked
now,
really
now
well.
the 2 is going to go bang, bang, and he's got a shot. Now,
Yep.
he would have liked his cue ball more center table, but
It came off that side rail and hit a ball and just stopped right
that
there.
2 is consistent. Missed the 1. The 5 dropped aside, but if that 1 was in, you see the lay of the table.
Yeah, and still, I mean, even still, everything's out there. He's close enough to the middle of the table to be able to hit any spot on the table.
You master the break,
Yeah.
and you've got a chance to be in the winner's circle of 9
Well,
ball or 10 ball.
That's pretty obvious when they've changed the rules to try to make it a little tougher or not so repetitive for some of these players.
I work my main office is 4 feet from a diamond paragon. Okay, and I hardly get to play on it. He comes over, and I come downstairs, and I've got Mighty X drill patterns on my new cloth. I've got lines on my cloth. I've got and he's like, I hope this is okay. And
Hey, whatever you need to do, buddy.
yeah,
No.
exactly, right?
That smooth stroke. He held his Q-tip right there to come right back and hit it. It was just, yeah. All right. Little 4. Probably roll forward and back up table for the 6 ball.
Beautiful.
And 1, 2, 3 rails down. Or does he come? That's a little weird position on that where that 8 ball is.
I think based on like the view we have, it looks like he's probably going to come off that top rail and straight back behind the 9. I don't know if he's going to kick over
the 9,
towards the side pocket.
Yep, just
Yep,
get past
keep going,
that 9.
keep going. Here we go. Here we go.
He's got it.
Yep,
It's
he's got
fine.
the weight there.
It's fine.
All right, good shot, buddy.
Very nice.
Hard to miss the ball from up
Yeah,
here.
no kidding. Yeah. I miss angles quite often because of the way the
view.
screen is. It's kind of it makes the table tapered in and the angles get a little funny. But
Yeah.
yeah, very nice. Well, your man is looking good, as smooth as can be.
Yeah,
He's come ready for this tournament for sure, huh?
he is. He is. You know,
excited to watch him.
You know his routine? Compete. When he's not competing, he's practicing. But when he's competing, he has a good meal. He's up. He's resting. 5 a.m. gym.
Oh, so important. Makes sense. Yeah.
You know, he's in the gym for an hour or more. Then he comes back.
Well, anybody who's played any long tournaments at all, no matter at what level it is, if you've played any long tournaments, you know how taxing it is on your body. So yes, I'm sure that these guys would got to stay in good shape. You know, it's not. It is definitely a fit. Oh, 1 ball didn't go that time. That cue ball, whoa.
Yeah, it lost a little bit there.
Yeah, he keeps going. He's going back and forth across the table, but sometimes not straight back and forth.
That's right.
And that's what he's just missing. But let's see. No ball on the break. That 1 ball just missed the side pocket, so he might want to make a little adjustment there. Oh. Well, Joshua kind of, I think, has been sitting a little while, and that made a little difference in that shot. It looked very stiff.
Yeah, you get cold.
Yeah,
you
very
get cold and you
cold.
get out of stroke.
Sorry, Joshua, for misspelling your name. Missed a letter. All right. I think that 3 or that 2 ball clears straight down here in the corner, so he doesn't have to do much with it.
Based off the shape, I'm going to say it does.
Yeah, absolutely. Off the side rail and just past the 7 maybe and get on that 3 ball. Smooth stroke here. Oh, he tried to swing it out. He drew that thing the length of the table. He drew
He's
that
getting
all the way
lucky here.
back and all the way down here.
He got a lucky
He
roll
got a
there.
good jelly roll there, didn't he?
Yeah.
The 9 almost went, too. When he missed it and it came all the way up table, he almost knocked that 9 in. Boy, he put a power stroke on that ball. Nice hit. I don't know if it's going to buy you much, but going to bank that 2 ball and go up table for the 3, and it's got a lot of protection if it doesn't go.
Absolutely.
All kinds of stuff in the way. Drills it off the rail, perfect on the 3. 4 balls down there. 5's a little challenging with where the 7 is, but he's looking to see if he can shoot it through that gap, probably right there. Might be the easiest. Although if he gets good on that 4 ball, he can run back down to the end of the table and shoot the 5 ball up table too. So. He first kind of was looking at the gap here, but
yes.
I don't know that. And it's,
from where he is right now,
yeah.
I think he's just going to come off that top rail and up
Yeah.
to shoot between the 6-7.
Yeah. Looking multiple balls ahead to find that gap. So there it is,
And
coming right on the line.
Yeah, he chose the 2 rails instead of just coming off the top. But
well, that brought him straight on the shooting line there, so that was very good. Looking to see how tight that 6 goes by the 9. My brain at the end of this week, I'm calling wrong balls. What is that? What game are we playing? All right. So you just draw it off the side rail there. Give him a shot past that 9. Get up there. Nice, nice. Didn't want it to travel too far. Just right past the 9. And a little stun off to the left-hand side there. And give himself an angle to go from the 7 down over to the 8. I love it. Walk around, check that line. Pace for each. I would like to check the time on each rack when he's at the table, because it seems like they take up just about the same amount of time, no matter how many balls he's shooting. It's just nice and slow and methodical.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, whoa.
Great shot time. He's got her.
Is there enough there?
I think so.
He got down on it like it was. Wow, great shot.
He's over, like, you see that spot on the table in the cross there?
Yeah.
You know, just a little bit bigger than that. He goes, that's what I shoot shape for. I don't shoot shape for in the vicinity.
Areas or regions or
Yeah.
this spot right here on the table.
Yeah.
They got to be able to do that at this level. I mean, because of those shots where you've got to pinpoint it right there on that little area is the only place on the table that the ball goes. So
Yes.
with position, I've got to get over there. It's got to be right here, and they can drop it on a dime for sure. Winner break. We haven't seen a lot of Joshua.
It's hard.
He's keeping him in his chair.
It's hard. I personally don't know Joshua, so I don't really know, his level of play. But you know, when you're playing someone like Tyler, and you know you've seen him in 2 Mosconi Cups, and you've seen him win in Russia, and
Right.
you know, and many others.
And then you sit there and just watch him run out on you. And when you do get to the table, it's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, exactly. Mentally,
Yeah,
it's hard.
yeah.
It's hard. And Tyler's been there. Tyler's been on the other end of that.
Sure.
But the great thing is that there's
that
the one.
ball went that time. Very nice.
There's the one. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, nice. Got lucky there. Good kiss.
Yeah.
It's difficult when you come up against a player like that. You know, like I'm in my room with Tyler, and I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And there's nothing on the line.
Right.
You know, because I'm like, I want to give him a game
You
that
want
that
to
he
show
can, that
right?
he,
you can represent and respect that you can play. So
yeah, like I play okay,
Uh-huh.
but like I want to give him a game. Like I don't even try to make the ball. I try to safety him.
make him work.
That's right.
Try to make him work.
That's right. Because if I try to make the ball and miss, I might as well just grab the template and rack it.
Sure.
You know.
Makes total sense. Plus, it's good for your man to be put in some tougher positions during practice time.
Yeah. So even when we're playing, we're practicing. Because I'm leaving him real shots that is going to come up in a game.
Yep, absolutely.
You know what I'm going to do? We're getting close to halfway here. I'm going to take a break here for 1 second, and I'm just going to go. I'm going to go grab Tyler's mom.
Oh, wonderful! That would be great.
We'll bring her over here.
What a great treat that would be.
And we'll kind of get her point of view from, 10
Awesome.
years ago to now.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, thank you. What a great idea. All right. Well, get past that 6. Ape, nice shot. Perfect angle from the 4 back down table to the 5. That was a key shot right there. That put him back in position to be able to probably run this rack out. Oh, there's the third headset. Good.
Okay.
So Heath, you went over to get a little special guest for us, huh?
Yes.
Awesome.
We're going to get Shauna. We're going to get Shauna over here. I'm going to get her. Well, Mom just corrected me. She goes, "It's not Shauna, it's Shanna, like banana."
Shanna Banana.
So,
okay.
well, thank you for that, because now I will definitely remember. Right? So let's get you on here.
Some things you just can't take back.
Nope, can't take it back, but I can own it.
Nice.
All right. So
Hi, Shanna.
Hi.
I got it right. Shanna Banana. I'll remember. Forget.
Give me some.
Bob Robbins here, and
Bob.
boy, your son is quite a young man. We've been talking a lot about him, but we want some real insight. What's the real
boy.
story on this young man?
He's
His fashion. He's got
boy.
fashion statement going on there with his glove.
he does. Would you stop picking on his glove?
I've had a few people kind of joke about that. So, all right.
Well, let's just say this. It all started 10 years ago today.
Wow.
This
This
tournament,
event,
this
uh-huh.
event. He came here at 15 and had all these guys sign his pool case.
Oh, awesome.
And now he's
Now he's the
friends
guy
with them.
signing
Now
everybody
he's-
else's pool
He's
cases.
signing their cases, yep.
I know I got his autograph, so I understand.
I do too.
Yeah, that's great.
He's worked his butt off. I mean, the kid puts in the time.
That's what I
And
understand, and
we-
it's showing.
yeah.
Definitely showing.
We traveled, and he had to play the best players to get better.
What a
and
wonderful support.
Miss the shot and shoot it until you make it.
Yeah, what-
You know?
I was going to say, don't be modest.
What?
We were watching on the TV table there last night, and Jerry was sitting in my seat there, and I didn't have the heart to tell him to get out of my seat. He had his headphones on and everything, and then he starts talking, and he can't say enough about Shauna. Like, it's she traveled with him a lot, and over to Jerry's and to do the practicing, and basically put herself second.
That's great to have that support behind you when you're trying to do something that is a very difficult. Not everybody can do, and not everybody gets the opportunity, and to have the support behind you is absolutely necessary.
Agreed.
We just made it work.
That's great.
You saw it, and
Could tell that there was something there. Yeah.
you
Oh,
just
look, it opened up too. That 3 ball came over and opened it up. Like once again, 1 ball on the side.
Yeah.
Cue ball back and forth and in the center of the table.
he had a God-given talent, and you have to chase that.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to let him
That's-
chase that dream. And
so
this is what he
wonderful.
wanted.
So cool.
He's a great kid. I mean,
Get there.
You got that.
No, ONeal.
No rail.
Yep,
No
didn't
rail.
quite catch a rail.
And Tyler will be the first one to tell you.
Couldn't have done it.
Oh, it's not possible.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
just-
when you're young and you can't drive, and you've got some talent, and Mom obviously recognized it, and Dad, and they put it out there, and they made it a priority for him to be able to have a chance.
Well, like she said, she could, that God-given talent. You don't want to. There's no reason
don't
to
waste that.
I
No.
mean, you got to give him a chance. At least give him the chance to want to, to do what he wants to do. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least he's given it his
Right.
all.
Oh,
And
he's-
obviously, it has worked for him.
I mean, going right back to the first year we were here, and at 15, he's playing Jeanette Lee, and she didn't want to play him that third match. We had a whole ring of people watching this match because she didn't want to play, and she did everything in her power to distract him, and he could care less.
That's awesome.
I mean, what 15-year-old boy doesn't get distracted by that?
Yeah, by
That's how much he
Jeanette,
loved this
yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Right?
the game was more important to him than.
I didn't want him to say, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah,
I would say what any man doesn't get distracted by
Well,
that.
exactly.
yes.
But not him.
Not
he
him,
just wanted
yeah.
to play pool.
Yeah.
He was more in love with pool than any pretty woman standing in front of him. I wasn't going to distract him. He
No.
was looking for that backward cut shot 3 rails.
Yeah.
Way to go, Joshua. So Joshua seems to getting in a little stroke here.
He's like, please just let me to the table. He hasn't had an opportunity.
No,
so.
he hasn't. No, he.
Oh, no. That's disappointing.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. You definitely want to get one up there on the wire against anybody at his skill level.
Yeah.
And
The thing with
he's-
Tyler though too is he's so humble. He doesn't think he's better than anybody. He wins a match.
That's how he
and
carries himself, definitely.
Yesterday he won that match 9-1, and he wasn't happy with his break. So he sat there for an hour breaking balls, just racking and breaking them.
Like, and I agree with what you're saying, but if we get into that a little deeper, I think what you're really saying there is he knows his skill level is definitely higher than others. So he genuinely he is better than other players. However, he doesn't go into any match saying,
Assuming.
this guy's fire goes this
Right.
is
Right.
me.
No.
I'm going to have a couple shots at the table.
Yeah.
Tyler plays every game the same way,
Yes.
no matter who he's playing.
Yep.
Right? He doesn't.
That's the worry
And
with
what,
that.
Here
Ooh.
come. Well, he got a kick on that cue ball.
Actually, he didn't. He actually drew it off a little bit off the side rail and drew towards there.
Oh,
so he
okay.
didn't get that back and forth like he did last time.
I had a long blink. So
Yeah, it came off that side rail and almost.
and that's really what he wants, but he
doesn't
rolled
want to go up
further.
table.
He
He
rolled
wants-
further, and
Yeah.
he wanted that 2 to go around the 2 corner, the two end rails,
Right.
and sit pretty.
But the 1 went, and he still has a shot on the 2. So
He is a pretty consistent breaker, but like I said, he puts in those hours.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. That 3 is. I think maybe he might play safe. Yep. He's going to see where that cue ball's sliding past that. It gets past that 6 ball.
He might save that.
Yeah, he may decide that might be a better choice. Because he goes in, if he can slide past the 6-9 and get back over to that 3 ball from there, I don't know. Oh, he ran right into the 9. Yeah, that was tough position. Yeah, that was tough shape there. That was a little difficult to do. And he hit that 9 dead-faced. So, I don't know. I mean, I would like to ask him after that one. He might have been trying to make that 9 only because he couldn't get on the 3, and he was going right at the 9 ball. Very nice.
Oh, he's
Nice
left,
hit.
left shot here.
Yep.
You know,
Sure
not too difficult.
Looks like he's lining up to bank
Bank
it.
it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Probably
absolutely.
hold the
Absolutely.
ball there. Can't cut that in the side.
Oh, slow down,
Oh,
slow
good.
down, slow down.
Nice,
Oh, he's got
nice,
it.
very
Good,
nice.
good stroke.
Yep. Hit that with good speed. Yep. He's hit a few balls before.
I'd say a couple.
Just about anybody's going to go and put their money in this tournament has played some. I know it's above my skill level. I get out there and beat the balls around, but I ain't gonna. Look, beautiful, nice stroke.
Yeah, I thought about getting in on it too, but we wouldn't have made it in time.
That would be funny. Come on, that would be funny.
And that would be hilarious. Hey, if I ever want to embarrass Tyler, just enter the tournament.
That'd do it.
Not that I don't embarrass him on a regular basis.
That's okay. That's okay. Yours, Mom.
I know. I've deserved that. I put in my time.
Don't let Rick know. He might find a way to manipulate that.
Oh no.
Good run there, Joshua.
Very nice. That one missed 9 ball really hurt him. He could have used it. All right, we're back at it. Joshua getting ready to break.
So let's watch Joshua's break.
Yeah.
And just see, if there's a difference there.
Oh, I'm sure there. I wouldn't be surprised.
But the great thing for players that are aspiring to get to that level is he's got a match with Tyler that even if there's a loss here, he's got so much to take away from
He'll
it.
learn so much, and that's what's definitely has happened a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, his cue ball got loose really crazy. He might scratch. That ball did not get kicked in. He hit that thin enough to make it go the 3 rails and in the side pocket.
And that's where you can get into problems because the more that cue ball's rolling around, you want to try to control it the best you can. There's too many variables with all those balls going.
I've yet to see anybody, though, be able to just park it right in the middle of the table without it taking off. All of them have taken off. Now, many of them are controlled, and they're back and forth controlled and end up in the middle of the table. But you don't see very many breaks and just squat the cue ball right where it is. And I just have to think it's that break box.
Well, and the other thing, too, the reason you don't see that ball coming, hitting that rack and jumping back and squatting, a big part of where they put their tip and where they put their cue ball is because of what they want the balls to do.
Right. They're trying to make that control that one ball on the side pocket.
They have to hit it
ball
on an angle and with a certain weight, which allows that 2 ball to go around the table and set up for your second shot.
Right after the one ball goes on the side.
And that's why you don't see it.
Yeah. It's to me, it's scary, though, because I've seen a lot of balls kicked in or drawn into the side pockets, because it is flying around, even controlled back and forth.
And like for Joshua, he's been sitting most of the match there. So when he did have that run there a game ago and, bobbled the 9, that hurts. And then the scratch there, that hurts. So mentally, no matter what level of player, once you start having those struggles, it's
snowball.
It's hard to turn it off and get right back into it.
Yeah.
It's hard to just
Well, and with winter break, he's not getting an opportunity every time.
That's right.
He might get an opportunity every other time, but he's definitely not getting an opportunity.
He's not straight. He's got a slight angle there, I think.
angle.
But he definitely
on the wrong
wanted
side of that
he
7.
definitely wanted a little more.
Yeah, on the 5 balls. A little off on that 5.
I think he's going to come into that
around.
rail and come for the opposite side.
Looks like he
He just chose to draw it back. And that's just hard to see the angle of what he sees.
Yeah, he just took his medicine pretty much and got an easy enough shot on that 6 ball. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And he didn't have to do nothing with it.
And he does keep it simple.
Yeah. Well, he has confidence in his skills. That's not that tough of a shot at that level. Why try to move it too much? Look at that. Beautiful.
And that's why I'm sitting over here, and that's why he's on the table.
That's right. Exactly. Absolutely.
Like the most of us.
Yep. Yeah, because I would have probably tried to come down table 2 rails and scratched or something silly. So
It looked pretty.
Yeah.
But,
how many times can I accomplish it, right?
Exactly.
They just keep it so simple. Not many opportunities for mistakes the way that this is played correctly. Look at
Exactly. Beautiful tie. Great weight.
Yeah.
Way
It's
to go,
just
champ.
so mechanical.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, stay down, nice solid, straight in shots.
So, what do you remember as, when Tyler was young? What really stands out? Like, was there a turning point where, where he thought, you thought he had talent? And then what was your confirmation, with Tyler starting here at 15? When did it really kick in that, he
Was he
had
ever
a
a
chance
junior
to make
champion?
it?
Yeah, we started in the BCW. Actually, we started at Romines on Friday nights. That led to the BCW. BCW qualified him for men's state. He took second in state at 15, which qualified him for junior nationals. And at that point, when we started going to junior nationals, he placed in the top 3, along with Billy and Skyler. Of course, and it's just been kind of like the 3 amigos ever since, traveling to Poland and Africa and where was that other one? There's one after Africa.
So back to Heath's question, do you think it was during the juniors there that you kind of...
I knew it before then, but I didn't realize there was pool for kids.
Oh, okay.
No, nobody in our family played. So this was all Tyler. This wasn't anybody pushing Tyler to play or
play this game. He just,
being in the situation of tournaments nonstop where he watched it and grew up with it. Tyler didn't pick up a cue until he decided he wanted to play pool in our basement on a little Fisher Price pool table. And then he wanted a pool table, so we bought couldn't afford the diamonds like that are out now, but you walk around and kids are still little and, you still have to buy other gifts.
Right.
So you buy a table you can afford. You put it together yourself in your basement. And so me and his dad sat up and put up a table all night long. And then he started asking for Bob Burns videos. Practice shots. I mean, and it just kept going from there. I mean, he taught himself. Wow. And then he had help from, the guys that saw the talent that Tyler had. Jerry Bryseth, Willie Munson, all these guys.
So the love really came on his own.
It did. It did. This was not pushed.
He didn't see anybody else playing this game and said, "Hey, I want to try this also."
No, this was all him. I take no credit for this.
Do you think it was just that little pool table down there? I mean, that's what. I mean, was he watch it on TV or what was it?
You enabled him. You enabled him to at least be able to get a start.
Well, yeah.
So,
but it's interesting to not. Usually, there's somebody that they see that they.
There was no one. He picked this up. He said, "Mom, I want a pool table."
How amazing!
But he must have back then. He must have. Like maybe YouTube or this or that.
Tournament.
There's one thing that possibly could have done it. When they were younger, I was bartending and playing softball, and the place I worked was. It was more family. I knew everyone that came there that's played softball there. All the bartenders, we were all friends. And like their boyfriends would all come up. And one of the girls that I worked with, her boyfriend shot pool. And, he at one point said, he's really good. Well, as a parent, am I going to take this seriously when one of the bartender's boyfriends says
Sure,
he's
sure.
really good?
Right.
Because he's 5.
Uh-huh.
Every guy, any decent human being is going to say, oh, you're really
Can
good, to make him
compliment
feel good.
right? So that's all
I
that
guess
was.
I should have heard that.
Yeah.
But not coming from this world,
Sure.
I didn't understand that when he said he's good,
Good
he really
is-
meant it.
Right.
So I think Keith, his name
Like-
is Keith, he actually saw it back then,
I
that
think
he had
you're-
a talent.
I think it was just like you said before, total natural talent. And,
Yes.
and Keith could see that
Yes.
even in a young
But
age, just how he
I don't play
walked
pool.
up to the table. Right.
Right.
So you didn't know
I didn't
what
know.
to look for.
No, and he did.
Yes,
But
yes.
I wouldn't have taken it serious because he's a 5, 6-year-old kid.
Right. And you just have some friend
Yeah.
just saying, oh, he's good. And,
Yeah.
you
You
of
think
course, as
they're
a
being
mother, you're
nice.
being nice, right?
Yes,
No, this
exactly.
guy really said, hey, there's something here.
Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah, you guess.
But yeah, I mean, he just looked into this.
I love that story because he really did fall in love with it.
I will say, when I really, really hit both Ken and I was when it was a Friday night. Tyler played select ball since he was 5 years old, and he was a little bit older because they hated Little League. Him and Travis both hated Little League because all the little kids watched butterflies and they wanted to play serious. So they were
He's
both very
competitive.
good ball players. Tyler was a lefty pitcher, it was just awesome. The first night that his dad told him, "Why don't you have a uniform on?" And he goes, "Because we're going to Romines." He's like, "What do you want me to tell your team?" He's like, "Tell my team whatever you want. You'd rather sit in a smoky bar than play ball with your friends?" He goes, "I don't care. I'm going to Romines to play pool." That's when I really knew when he was choosing baseball,
what his choice
or choosing
was
pool over baseball because he loved baseball. I mean,
So there had to have been.
if they weren't on the field, they were in the front yard playing. Him
So-
and his brother and the 2 neighbor kids were
He
constantly
came
playing.
out competitive, it sounds like.
Oh yeah. He said
with
tell
his
him-
brother and
Kenny wasn't
everything.
really happy with him, and I was just kind of, my mouth dropped. I went, "Oh boy, this is not going to be good."
Oh,
But-
amazing.
But Tyler's followed his dreams, and this is what he wants to do.
Well, he's making the best of it for sure.
Yes, he is.
And I'm sure it gives a lot of credit to you.
I think Joshua's got a window there.
Yeah, he does.
Remember the first time he played Willie Munson in a tournament in Waukesha, and he beat Willie, and we didn't know who Willie was. And Tony Churchill came up to us and said, "Do you know who Tyler just beat?" We're like, "Willie?"
Beat some Willie guy.
And he's like, "No, that's Willie Munson. He's state champion this, champion that. He was in the Color of Money with Tom Cruise and Paul Newman." And, well, it was a double elimination tournament. It comes back around full circle. Willie's still in the tournament.
Oh.
Willie mopped the table
Now
with
he knew
Tyler
who he
at the end,
was.
and then Willie did his strut around the table and says, "Woo, it looks like I whooped your butt, Tyler." And anytime him and Tyler play, if Tyler's on, Willie will walk around and go, "Ooh, it looks like I'm in Tylertown."
Tyler.
Willie's amazing. Him and Tyler had a lot of good memories.
So he obviously worked with him a lot too.
Oh yeah.
Was that one of his biggest mentors?
All those guys at Romines, they all kind of took Tyler under his wing.
Sure.
I mean, I remember when he was so shy he'd barely talk. And I obviously talk to everybody because I just don't have a filter. So we just would gab all night, and then he'd be playing, and they'd come up to him after a match and say, "If you'd have did this, you'd have
Sure.
made that shot. You'd
A
have
little
won that match."
education,
And
right?
he listened, and
That's
that's why
awesome.
they kept working with him.
Sure.
He was open to what
He
they
was
were
a
saying.
sponge, yeah.
Yeah, he was a total sponge.
And-
He didn't think he knew everything.
That's so key at that early level.
Yep.
And because everybody will want to help you too if they feel like
Yep.
you're getting something out of it and you're concentrating on what they're teaching you.
Yep.
So that's awesome. All right, come just a little off that rail for the 5. End rail side of the table
Come
for
around
the
for the
6.
6.
Yeah. Probably do the same thing with the 6 to the 7, but probably
Just wants to leave a little angle
Yep.
for that 6 so he can kick off that rail and come
Get
back
over
out
there for that 7.
past that 9.
Yep. You got get 2 straight. Little,
No, that'll be okay. Yeah, I think. Ooh, that's getting close.
yeah,
he might have a little
force it.
angle.
He might have to force follow it maybe with the spin.
I think he might just pull it back a few
Draw-
inches.
Oh, there we go. Just take
because
it
then he can use
past
that
the 9.
top rail to roll back down.
Absolutely. Yep. For the 8 ball. That's a good call. Yeah. Let's draw it back.
Yeah, maybe more than a few inches, but
Yeah.
like I said, that's why he's over there.
That's right.
He's got his angles.
Yep. Now he got back in angle, back in position for the angle, so he can get back down table on the 8 ball.
Yeah.
A little inside English to check that ball, straighten it out. Almost the same, probably about the same shot here. Unless he decides to 2 rail it and come in straight in at it. Oh, same kind of idea, straight down table.
Yep, pace,
good.
control, and
Yeah.
precision.
Very,
It's very consistent.
very consistent. Every time at the table, every approach at each ball, same pace.
Way to go,
Very
Ty.
repetitive.
So we're up to 8-2 here. Tyler's on the hill.
This is one of those things
Hill
that,
on the hill.
yep, that's one of those things you have such great repetitive motion that
Oh, he just threw it in.
we miss a game. There was a game in there we didn't see.
Really?
I think it might have been.
Wow,
I think
When
we're
you
having too
came
much
in
fun.
with talking, yeah, I love
Before
getting all the
this-
history in there.
Before this stream is over, I do have to add one more thing. Yes, I was able to take him to all these tournaments, and I have those memories that nobody can take away.
Sure,
But there's also
it's okay.
there's 2 kids at home that I didn't get to be with, and Kenny took care of them.
Ah,
So I
very
cannot take
important.
all this credit, and I will not. Kenny was there to watch those kids. His job did not allow him to travel
to do that.
like
So
mine
that was
did.
you.
And I can't sit here and take that credit
That's special, yeah.
because I was, at the time, I had my own business and I was painting. I could put in 80 hours one week and take off the next week.
So you're
I'd
in
be
a
up
position
north.
to be able to do it.
I was in the position to be able to do it. And Kenny worked all day and took care of those kids at night while we were gone.
Wow.
So those kids, I missed time with those kids, you know,
for
for
this.
Tyler. But I remember being up north and planning it out with my builder. I'm doing a new construction, humongous house, and all of a sudden Tyler calls me up. Mom, I messed up the weekends. I'd been up there for a day. All right, I'll be home. We'll leave on Tuesday, and this was on Sunday. So we had to do
How
some
special.
switching around, but I was able to do that. And my builder worked with me because they knew how important this was. And
Sure.
So like I said, I can't take all the credit. There's credit due all
Well,
around. His
it-
brothers and sisters and dad and
It takes a village for
You know,
anything, you
all of
know,
our-
and he.
Johnny and Justin.
Yeah.
I mean, they all support him
How
full
wonderful!
bore.
How wonderful!
It's amazing. This
Sounds
kid's
like
loved.
he's a very special and very loved. Yeah,
And he's got a pretty damn good sponsor sitting here
yeah, he does.
that they
Boy.
are more than partners. They
They're
are friends.
Yeah,
They
it sounds
are.
like they're.
They have a wonderful
Family.
relationship, and Tyler couldn't do what he's doing without Heath either.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
thank you,
due
guys.
for many, many people
Yeah.
that have helped Tyler.
Well, you know, that's what it
You know.
takes to really get not only to a high level, but
Yeah.
to get to a high level and be the person that he is. Was all those things, you know,
Yeah.
your support and the family support.
A lot of things need to come together.
Absolutely,
and they all did.
absolutely.
And there's a lot of aspiring players, and you get that
not just
question.
skill.
You get that question all the time.
Yeah.
How do you get to where, Tyler is? We did
Right.
a question and answer last month. How do you get where Tyler is? How do you provide? How do you get that support? And it's not just mental support, financial support,
absolutely.
and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And between his family and characters, Tyler's character and.
Making it happen.
And I couldn't do it without the people that support ManningHughes.com and DiamondPoolTables.com, right? So indirectly, we've got a huge community and family
Right.
that are behind this guy, and honestly, he deserves it.
I think you got yourself a winning group all the way
We
around.
got one hell of a team,
yeah,
Tyler.
I bet you do, man. Team Tyler is
Team
strong.
Tyler.
That is a strong unit right there. Well, thank you both so much. And I'm going to keep my eye on this kid for a long, long time because now I have a little special connection myself with him.
Yeah.
I'll be a Team Tyler outsider looking in.
Well, we'll see you towards the end of this in the winner's circle.
There we go. All right,
All right.
guys. Thank
We'll
you
come
very
back.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Got you in there.